Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. This is going to be my first impressions of the new Lomography Metropolis. I've shot 3 rolls so far, and I'm just like, that's my mind exploding. I'm just completely blown away with this film. You know, Lomography 800 used to be my favorite color negative film, and it probably still is. It's definitely got a place in my heart. But I just haven't been able to find it online lately. It's been sold out on Lomography, and any, like, eBay its price is ridiculous along with Amazon. So I decided to just pick up a couple rolls of Metropolis and give it a try. I was sent a roll pre-production as a beta test, and you know, it's still sitting inside of the camera. With 2 shots taken with it. I just haven't been shooting medium format, and that's the roll they sent me. They sent me a 120 roll, and I just never got around to shooting it, which is a bummer because, man, if I would have shot it then, I would have bought, I'd be shooting this film nonstop. So what I've been shooting it with is I've been shooting the Metropolis in my Leica M3 with the 50mm Nocton. Super dope, super rad combination. This is a 1.5 aperture lens, so it shoots great in low light. And I'm always a fan of shooting like at dusk or blue hour, kind of when golden hour's over, you know, that kind of whole thing. But like I was saying at the beginning, this is going to just be like a first impressions of this, because I shot and developed these not that long ago, probably about 2 weeks ago. And one thing I mentioned in a video that I did in the past about like printing your work, or well, God knows what video it was, I always do 5x7 or 4x6 prints of my favorites of the roll, and then I'll put them in, you know, these little binders, where I think this one's empty. This one's, I don't know. Like, I usually just kind of throw prints in these, and, well, there was one print in here, but I'll fill these up with prints. I have them in all different sizes: 5x7, 4x6. I have 8x10, 8x11, and I have some 11x14s. I always just kind of pop in at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Joann's, and if they're on sale, and usually, you know, those places also always have those like 40 to 70% off coupons, so I'll usually pick them up when I can get them super cheap, because they can be expensive. And I mean, you can just buy like 99-cent photo albums if need be. This is also the Luster 5x7 paper that I use. I usually get this off of Amazon. It's fairly cheap, and I just love it. It's a great luster paper. Not super glossy, not matte, you know, it's that luster like right in between. You guys know what luster is. But I'm just gonna print a couple of these, and then we'll talk about the film a little bit and what I like and what I see me using this heading into the future looks like. Alright guys, cool.
Lime juice in the sailors to prevent scurvy. So vitamin C deficiencies, lime juice is a good way to do that.
Alright, so I wanted to pop in here webcam style and just kind of give you my first impressions of Lomography's Metropolis. Now, I was completely blown away by this film, and even from the beginning of after developing it and pulling it out of the tank, you know how we kind of all like look at the negatives when we pull it out of the tank. the negatives have this like dark hue to them, almost like a blue or greenish looking hue to them. So I knew right off the bat this was going to be something different that I haven't seen before. Now, a lot of people compare Metropolis to a bleached or a bleach process. So I don't, again, know much about that. I've looked into it a little bit since then, and I might try to do some C41 bleaching, and that's going to be a whole other topic on itself. But I'm guessing that's kind of like what this film potentially is. I could be completely wrong because this isn't a full review. This is just my first impressions, so I don't know too much about it. And by now, since shooting this, I think I have about 6 rolls finished. I just need to develop them and scan them in. These first 2 rolls, I've just kind of cherry picked my favorite photos from those rolls, and I just kind of wanted to show them to you guys. But I kind of wanted to talk about 2 or 3 of the images before I kind of wrap up the video and kind of show you the rest of my, you know, my first couple roll images. First off, I've been going out at night. I've been doing these like daily walks. I usually go out around lunchtime and go pick up something for lunch, and then come home and eat, and then kind of go throughout my day, and then I go out again at night, like right after golden hour. Like, big fan of golden hour, but everybody shoots golden hour, so I'm trying to shoot, I think it's called blue hour. It's kind of where the sun's already down, but there's still kind of light in the sky. It's got, I mean, you'll see in some of the photos of what I'm talking about. But I've been going out at night because, one, I live in Middle Tennessee, and it is just hot as the devil's ass in this state, and the humidity is just wild. So I usually try to hold off until the evening to go out and shoot. That's pretty much what I'll be showing you. There are some daytime shots in here, but the 2 images that I want to talk about are going to be during that time. Now, you might see me looking down because I have my laptop in front of me. This is on my podcasting computer that I use to podcast with, but I'm going to look at these images, but I will throw them up on the screen for you to look at them as well. All right, so here's the first image. I've been in this town for, I think it's going on 8 years now, and I have walked around and shot pretty much everything that you can shoot in this town. And this is a building that I pass literally every day. It's on 5th Avenue. It's the street I normally take. I usually take 5th Avenue into town and 4th Avenue back to my apartment. I see this spot all the time, and it's right across the street from this church. It's usually my break point. Like, if I want to sit down, you know, kind of change the music or put on a different podcast or something like that. While I was sitting there, I saw this image, and it was that time that I was telling you about, that blue hour where it's just kind of, the street lights are starting to affect things, and there's just kind of like a little bit of light left, and I just saw this image, and I was like, yes. And to be completely honest, kind of like how I talk about where I mostly see images in black and white. Like, I'm looking at contrast and how the light's hitting things, because I'm a black and white shooter. I don't have to worry about colors in the image. And when I saw this, I saw the golden street light that you can see. It's there just like bing, and it's kind of pushing that light onto this. I think it's a business. I'm not really sure. I think it's like a realtor or something. I gotta look at the sign next time I go past it. I don't remember. It just worked out so perfect. And this film is just so desaturated. It's almost monochrome. And to be honest, I usually desaturate my images when I do shoot color. Like, I usually do pull back the color because, like, vibrant colors just kind of annoying to me. I know that could be blasphemy, but I'm just not a big color person. My favorite things about this film is everything that this photo represents right here. Like, it's got a cyan tone to it, almost, you know, like a light blue cast on everything, which, I mean, I enjoy because I'm not a big fan of like the magenta cast that, say, Portra has, where it's just got like a muddy magenta undertone. And I know that has a lot to do with underexposing the film. You know, I just wish I enjoyed color films more. I really do. Okay, so this is going to be the second shot. Now mind you, this is handheld, and I did shoot the film. So with Metropolis, you can shoot it in between 100 and 400, I believe. I think that's what they say. Yeah, okay, so with Metropolis, they suggest you rate it I don't know if you can see that. They suggest you rate it between 100 and 400 ISO. Now, what I did, I rated the film at 400 and then pushed it a stop in development. I like the extra. See, now I'm used to shooting at 1600 all the time, so it's really hard for me to get behind lower ISO films. Like 400 just seems so low to me, and shooting handheld at Blue Hour is kind of tough. It's kind of hard to do. So there is some movement in this image. You know, it's not perfect. I probably shot it at like 1/25 of a second, but the color tones in this image, I'm just a big fan of the siding on that blue house over on the left-hand corner, and just how desaturated this is. I'm guessing that it's gotta be like a bleach bypass. I'm guessing, or maybe it's missing a layer, or, I mean, from my understanding, this film is new. This isn't kind of a repurposed stock. As far as I know, again, I didn't go through and do a bunch of research on this because this isn't a full review. This is just kind of what I'm thinking and my thoughts. I'm sure I will get crucified in the comments down below, and I appreciate that. Thank you. I just love everything about it. Everything is just so like moody. I love the sky in the background. It's just, maybe I'm just a big fan of blue. I mean, blue is, I think, definitely in my top 3 favorite colors. Yeah, those are the 2 images that I kind of just wanted to put out there, that they were my favorites of the roll, just so you can get an idea of why I like this film and what kind of stuff that I'm going to be shooting in the future with this film. Now, I have gone out recently with a tripod. Tripods help. I've gone out with a tripod, even though I do kind of like the sloppiness of hand holding. I like movement in shots. I find it enjoyable. I mean, it might not be your thing, but it's my thing, you know? And I did bring a tripod, and I've shot a couple other things that I've shot with other film stocks that I liked the composition, but I just didn't like the saturation of the film. Now, I have been shooting a decent amount of Fuji's Superia 1600. Very hard to find, stupidly expensive right now, but it is another film stock that I've just really been into, and I feel like it more focused on that color palette, like the cyans, the blues, you know, at least when I develop it, that's how it comes out. But these are 2 images that I wanted to show you guys. I am going to show you the rest of these after this little talking segment here, and they're just kind of my favorites of the rolls. And I did buy a 5-pack of Metropolis, and this is the last pack. This is the last canister I have. I've been shooting all the shots on the Leica M3. Now, also, these first 2 rolls were shot mostly with the Jupiter 8 lens that I had. Had it only for a short time. I love shooting a 50. I just love shooting 50s. I thought I'd be more into the 35. Don't get me wrong, I do have a 35mm lens, and I do shoot that lens, but this 50mm Voigtlander Nocton, it gives you that extra reach of light. It's 1.5, and the house shot, the first shot that I showed that we focused on, was shot with the Nocton. This second shot was definitely shot with the Jupiter. So these next couple rolls that I shot that I'm going to be using for my full review of the film were all shot with the Nocton. So I'm excited to see what this lens can do, because I really haven't developed anything yet with the Nocton, so it'll be really cool to see. So I'm gonna wrap the talking segment up here for the video. I will play the rest of these shots, just like I said at the end. I highly suggest, if you are a black and white shooter, give Metropolis a try. Like, if you're not big into color, and even if you are a color shooter, give it a try. You might find it for a project that you're looking to do. Or I get asked all the time, like, how to stay motivated, and are you bored with shooting your town? And I get all these questions about not being motivated to go shoot. Pick up a roll of this film. I mean, it's not ungodly expensive, and it's just awesome. It's such a cool film. All right, so that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully that I didn't ramble on too long and made some sort of sense with this, where I don't have to re-record it after I watch myself back. Oh geez, that's the worst. I also made some merch. I made some t-shirts out of photographs that I have. I'll leave a link below to that. I'm also, oh man, I hate saying this, but I'm really gonna try to shoot for doing a video a week, every Thursday. Even if I have to kind of dumb it down and do more of a lo-fi situation, I'm really gonna try to push for putting out a video a week. I have a bunch of stuff that I want to talk about. I'm just revved and ready to go. Also, the We Believe in Film podcast is on its way back. I think it's time. I think it's time to, you know, put in some work. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Thanks for stopping by and watching it. Feel free to leave a like and a comment. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I guess there's like a notification bell. I'm not trying to be that guy. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week. Later.